Here it comes. All right. I like it. Bringing it up. Bringing it up. Welcome, everybody. We're in the pre-show. We'll get going in about a little over 4 minutes from now. And there we go. Hi, Courtney. How are ya? Share this out to your friends. Got about 4 minutes to go. Oh, under 4 minutes to go. Oh my gosh, panic time. Share it to your friends. Hurry up. Share it out there. Share it out there. Give the love. There we go. Get that out there. All right. Let's do it over here too. Here we go. Well, tonight's show, as I'm doing other things, tonight's show is going to be all about staying in the flow, getting in the flow, and here we go. Oh, I got to bring it up this way. Here we go. Being in the flow and creating what it takes. I give you the secret sauce. In the final segment, I'm going to give you the secret to getting clients, getting customers, all that good stuff. There we go. Now I got it up here. Perfect. Share it out to all my friends. Welcome, everybody. I'm over on my business page, Dave Stelma. But we're going to get this party started in about a little under 2.5 minutes. Tonight's show is all about getting in the flow, what it takes to get unblocked, and then the secret. In the last segment, I'm going to give away the secret to making it all happen in your business, in your life, everything. So come on aboard. Get on the Dave train tonight. Woo woo! Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It actually is starting to warm up here in Wisconsin, so we're having a really good time. Tomorrow it's supposed to be up in the 50s. That's a warm up for Wisconsin, by the way. All you people out in California, Lindsay, you're watching this. And yeah, that's our warm up. So hello back at ya, Courtney, Amber. Thanks for coming on board tonight. Got a little over a minute left. Hey, has anybody been watching I want to say interview, the grilling of Mark Zuckerberg today for Facebook? Yeah, about all that. I'm like, honestly, by watching just as much as I did on there today, get out and vote. Some of these people don't even deserve to be in a chair. Sorry, on the Senate side of things. I'm sorry. I just sat there going, what are you striving to do? Duh, it's Facebook. Why don't you bring up everybody else that, I mean, do you take bits of information? What information do you store? Seriously? Have they never? They all have a Facebook page, but they have no idea what you do with it. I'm like, honestly, I kind of was like, oh my gosh. But anyway, we're almost down to the countdown, and we're almost getting this party raised. So let's just forget all about that today, and let's go some positive way down the road. In 3, 2. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's show. I am Dave Stelma. If you didn't know me, I don't know how you found me. I say that all the time. But tonight's show, we're going to talk about getting in the flow and going with the flow. And how do you unblock? What are some tips and ways that we can get unblocked when we're doing about our business on every day. And then at the very last segment of the show, so in the last final 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal the big secret. There's only one secret, and there's a big secret involved on how to gain more clients, customers, and a happier life. And it's all right after the intro. Are you in the flow of things? Do you get in the flow of things? How are things going? Tell me that much. Just come on, throw me a comment out there. Share this out to your friends if you haven't already. My gosh, there's people out there that need this. But throw me in the comments there. Tell me if you are in the flow of life. Are you in the flow with your business, with life? The biggest thing is when you get into the flow, it's like you got the Midas touch. You got everything is going right for you in your relationships, in life, and in your business. The money is there. All of that is just when you're in that flow, right? So what does it take to get into that flow? Because believe it or not, 85% of the people out there that may be even watching this, I'm going to guess that the people that watch me, though, are the 15% that don't have to worry about that. But 85% of you out there are not in the flow. You need to somehow get your heart on the right side of the fence. And Courtney says, life has never been better. It hasn't, right? And it's going to get better every day. But getting into the flow, what are some things that you do to get into the flow? I'm going to give you a few hints along the way here. But the flow itself, let's talk about that first. To be in the flow is to not have any of that anxiety, not to have any of that stress. And we all have stress from time to time, but you don't want to get wrapped up into the stress on a regular basis, where it just it takes away your essence of life because you're stressed all the time. There's anxiety. You're worried about money. You're worried about what color paint are on the walls. You worry about things too much. That's when you're not in the flow of things. That's when you're fighting everything. And if you think of the flow as just that river, if you were water, let's get a little philosophical here. If you were water and you were part of a river and you're flowing downstream and there's a big, huge boulder in the middle of the stream, some of you right now are panicking. You're like, I'm going to hit the boulder and then it's gone, or then I'm gone. I'm going to hit the boulder. Some of you are already going, okay, I see the boulder. I'm going to go to the right, or I'm going to go to the left. And other ones are going to be like, I'm just going to go with it. And whichever way that boulder, I bounce off that boulder and I go around it, that's the way I'm going to go around it. Others are going to be like, okay, which path can I take? I'm going to jump up on shore and I'm going to go that way. So there's all different ways. But if you are if you're one of the people, one of the 85% that are stressing about that what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? You're making that a stressful thing instead of just an easy thing of, I'm just going to let the how figure itself out. And that's where the flow comes in, because you're just going to go with that flow of it. You're going to follow your heart. And that's, like I always say, your heart will lead you or will guide you. And your gut will tell you right from wrong, and your head just messes yourself up. That thinking messes you up. So follow your heart, and that's what the flow is. You're going to follow your heart through it, and your heart will just guide you along that journey. And don't stress out about the little things and it's going to sound so weird because I do it from time to time. Hi, Julie. I do it from time to time too. I stress about money, right? All of a sudden you might have one extra bill that month or something happens and then you're like, oh my gosh, now I got to figure out this. I got to figure out how I'm going to pay that bill or what's going to happen. So you stress a little bit about money. Hi, Mo. And That's where the difference of the flow comes in, because as soon as you bring in anything other than that positive and that heartfelt love that's guiding you through life, through your business, then all of a sudden that's where you're going to block it. Now you're going to their head, and then it blocks it. So once you start doing the thinking up here, it just takes all that flow away. Now you have to start the momentum all over again. You have to be that water going down the river, and you have to start that momentum all over again. And now we have it's like going outside and pulling out a flower before it's really bloomed. So, and now you got to put a new seed in, you got to start growing that flower again. And that's where you have to learn to not worry, don't concern yourself about the how, just let the flow happen. And it's really, it's an easy thing once you recognize it, and once you discover it, and once you have been through it, you know, okay, wait, it's gonna happen. Let me just keep that positive attitude. I'll try a couple of affirmations to just relieve that negativity temporarily and let the flow happen. It's very simple, and Courtney can have compassion with this example. It's like asking a mother to give birth before the 9 months are up. We wouldn't do that because we'd be afraid for the health of the baby. We'd be afraid for the health of the mother. Everything that can go wrong in that. So we wouldn't sit there and go, we want this to come even earlier. We want it in 2 weeks. You know, you wouldn't do that. So you're going to let that go to full gestation. So now you want to allow, thanks for the love, Courtney. You want to be able to just let things happen. Don't worry about the how, because the how is going to come along on its own. Easier said than done. I know some of you are going, oh yeah, whatever. I'm $3 short for the bills or something of that sort. But it will, as long as you eliminate that negativity, the money will show up. Things will happen because there's higher powers than you and I that are in place that everything flows with. And if you reflect back in your life very easily, you will find that there are times that you have already experienced this. And all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that did just show up, or oh, this happened. And when it doesn't show up, don't get freaked out about it, because that just means it's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to get that $3 million pot of cash, you know, that may have just upset the whole grand scheme of things as it's unraveling. So just stay positive, stay in the moment, and that's the easiest way right there, is to stay right in the moment of time, because you can't control the future. You can plan into the future as much as you want, but you can't control what's going to happen in the future. It's already there. And you can't control the past because the past already happened. So the only thing that you can control right this very moment is how you react and embrace and be grateful for what is happening in your life right now at this very moment. Okay? There we go. But when you do get blocked like that, I want you to just think about the game Unblock Me. Ember, I wrote about this in my daily emails. I believe it went out today, actually. I wrote about Ember was playing Unblock Me on her iPad, and I just kind of watched that, and I thought I came up with a couple of different aspects, because as I was watching her, one aspect was how she sat there and she studied the screen, and in her mind was moving the different blocks in different positions to get to the solution. And then once she figured it out in her mind, she just went boop, 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 and it was done. And where myself, Mo says, control how to react and embrace the moment. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's your aha right there. But when Ember was doing the Unblock Me game, she was looking at that board, and she was mentally moving those pieces around and coming to the conclusion, and then she would just do it. Myself, I would be one where I was, as I was watching her play, I would be one that would try a couple of things. No, that's not right. Now I'd go back to the start, and I would look for a pattern as I was doing it. And I may do the same pattern a couple of times, or I may do a couple of different variations off it, but I would be more that would jump in and start physically moving those things around. So the first thing I was thinking of when doing that is, like, as we're trying to unblock, right? We're trying to keep positive, keep on the same, keep clear, and keep going with the flow. And it was amazing to me how different people do those in a different way. And the analogy I always use is, if we're all going to Disney, we all may want to go to Disney World, and I may choose to drive down there in an RV, and you might choose to fly down in a jet, where others might say, you know, we're going to rent a sports car, we're going to take that, you know, a convertible down, we're going to drive all the way down to Disney World, or there's different variations, right? So everybody has a different way to get to the solution, but we're still getting to our destination. We're getting to where that solution or that destination is. And it doesn't matter. There's going to be a percentage, it's roughly about 42% of the people out there are control freaks. And they want to control, and so I could have easily sat there and watched Ember do it. I would never do this, though. You know me, honey. I would never do it. But I could easily sat there and said, no, do, you know, keep moving, you know, here, do it this way, and, you know, and try to control the situation. But I know that everybody does things in a different way, and it doesn't matter if you're going to fly to Disney World, or I'm going to drive, or whatever it is, as long as you get to your destination. So don't get hung up on what other people are doing or not doing. Just, once again, be in the moment and be concerned with just yourself. Be concerned that you're in a positive frame of mind. If there's negative thoughts that come creeping in there, then you got to find your way, and it could be through affirmations. It could be through singing a song, whatever it takes to get you into that higher place again, that higher vibration again, that higher source of energy again, that you're going to be positive and you're going to be just living life and getting back into the flow of things. That's where you want to do it. So you have to figure out those things that work for you, because I can give you a positive affirmation to say, and you can write it down, and then you can say it every day, and you, gosh golly, I am a good person. I am a good person. I am. And then you're like, I'm not a good person, you know? And it's like, you have to feel it. You have to believe it. So you have to find the things that work for you and how to get that solution, to get to your destination. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense for you. The second thing, excuse me, the second thing was, I thought, wouldn't it be just great if we could have some kind of a game like that, or some kind of a system in place that you could easily just get unblocked like that. You could just stare at a board and go, this is what I'm doing now. This, I got to change it. Bam, I'm unblocked. And it's like you just got that higher vibration right away. I think that would be just an awesome thing to do. There are some tools that I use, and I'm going to give you a couple of those within here. And a couple of ways to get unblocked, because I do a daily email Monday through Friday. I send out daily email to my email list. And if you want to get on there, feel free. Just go on Dave Stelma's, the Facebook page, Dave Stelma. And somewhere in there, you're going to see one of the emails. Click on there and just hit, once you get into the email, I think it's the upper left, you just click subscribe. Boom. There you go. And then you're on the email list, and you'll get those Monday through Friday. There's short little emails that I do. But where I was going with this was, every so often I get to this point where it's like I just get a writer's block. I just can't break through that. And I go through, these are here, I'll give you 3 short ones in this time frame that we have. But this is all part of my email mastermind course, or email master course that I have starting on the 23rd, the week of the 23rd, and it goes for 4 weeks. And I go through all the different, 1 week we're going to talk about different ways to overcome writer's block and to keep going and getting in the flow. And here's 3 things that I do. So if you're interested in that too, you'll find that on Dave Stelma's Facebook page there, or just email me or message me and I can give you more deets. But here's 3 things to do if you get into that block. You get that writer's block. Do a short meditation before writing. Usually writer's block means that your mind is cluttered. Your mind's cluttered with different thoughts, or you're predisposed into the bills that you got to pay, or something happened and you can't break out of that. Heck, it's tax season, right? So maybe it's just that you got to do your taxes yet, or something's due, or anything of that sort. So do a short meditation. Take like 5 to 10 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it takes, whatever you can do. The better you get at this, it could be less time it takes you to do it. But just do a short little meditation where you just clear that out. You clear your mind. And once you clear the space, it's like erasing a blackboard. I don't know if they still have blackboards in schools, but it's like erasing one of the blackboards with the eraser. Now you can draw, you can put whatever you need on there, you can write whatever you need on there, and it's the same with your mind. Once you clear your mind, the rest will follow, right? Or what's that song? Free your mind, the rest will follow. And so do that. Do a short little meditation, clear it, and then that usually helps. The other one is if you're striving for ideas, and you got this block, you're like, I don't know what to write about. If you have a Facebook page, which I think everyone does, if you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube, either way. But you read your tribe's questions. Read what your friends are asking you, what your tribe is asking. Read what their comments are, and that can trigger an idea for what to write about. And then go through that. And that's one of the easiest ways to overcome writer's block, is to just start looking at questions that your tribe or your friends are asking. The other aspect, the third one, is create a positive space that you write in, or you're creating in. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's uncluttered. Make sure that it's, because a cluttered space is going to do the same thing, whether you realize it or not, is going to do the same thing inside your mind. So if you have a space that's just totally disorganized, there's sheets everywhere, there's things everywhere, that's going to be subconsciously, that's going to be inside your mind. That's how you're going to react to that space. If it's if it's simple, clean, and by clean I just mean that it's scattered free. There's not things all over the place. If you go into an empty room, and the easiest way to describe this, go into an empty room and you stand in an empty room, it feels so large and it feels so just freeing. There's nothing in there that's cluttered on the walls or taking up space. And you just get into that openness that now all of a sudden your mind just starts to create. You start seeing colors that you want to paint the walls. You see different, rugs, or where I'll put a bed over there, or I'll put a couch over there. You start just planning things, and that creates, so the creativity just comes out of you because you have a blank slate to fill up. So just work with that. Try that within there. So do a short meditation, read the questions in your groups and that, or and then create that positive space. Which brings me to the big jumbo secret. Here's the big secret to success. I know you're thinking, what could it be? What is the big secret to success? What can I do that's going to make me the success that Mr. Zuckerberg is, or Bill Gates, or Jack Canfield, or anyone? Insert your name here. Today is your lucky day. I'm going to reveal what that big secret is. And you got to come really close because I don't want anybody, I'll whisper it to you. I'll whisper it right in here. Don't tell anybody else this though, because then they'll have the secret sauce. It's believing in yourself. I heard the moan. Stop the moaning. It's the truth. I've studied all these people. I've taken the courses. I've read all these things. It's like every person that is successful that's out there today is the only difference between them in the 15% and everybody else in the 85% category is that they believed in what they were doing. They didn't worry about the how are we going to do this. Do you think that when Tesla was coming out, everybody was against Tesla building an electric car? Everybody was against computers. I remember that. Who was going to buy this computer? Here you have Steve Jobs. You had Bill Gates doing Microsoft that was like building this infrastructure for inside this box that it was going to revolutionize the world. And everybody went, yeah, right. What is that little box going to do? The biggest difference between every one of them and the other 85% that were naysayers is that they believed in themselves. They believed in the product. They believed the common denominator there is they believed. So believing in yourself is really the whole enchilada right there. That's the super secret right there to success, to building that career. In my coaching group, Creating Successful Coaches, the biggest common theme is like, okay, tell me about marketing and tell me about this and tell me about that. They're looking for this secret little ingredient that's just gonna, take them through. And really, the biggest aspect that I can tell anybody that's trying to start their own business or trying to achieve, get this breakthrough in life is believe stronger in that new career than you do on despising your old one or the one that you're in, because you're still going to, and I've done this, you're still going to despise, that comes in every so often because you still have to trudge yourself into that job, that job, and you still have to trudge in there and you still have to work with all those people that you're going, man, I don't want to be here till I'm 85 years old and I'm going to have to do that. And, but it's paying the bills, right? For right now, it's paying the bills. So be thankful for that and put your focus on the new, what you want to do, that new career. If you're going to be a life coach, put your emphasis on what you're going to do every day. Wake up, refresh different ideas. What am I going to create? Because you work on creating and helping people change, right? That's what we all do. No matter if you sell, or Ember sells leggings and clothing, and no matter if you're selling clothing or whether you're selling a service of coaching, life coaching, success coaching, it doesn't matter what it is, because that's just the currency that they're going to pay you for. They're actually paying for you. They're paying for your positive attitude. They're paying for your knowledge, your skill. But the bottom line is every course that you create, like in my case, if I create a course, that's just giving them a way to pay you back for being the person that you are. So if you're doing coaching, if you're doing, if you have clothing, if you're selling candles, if you're, whatever that may be, that's the currency just in the life. And the currency is going to change throughout your life. You're going to have a lot of currency at one point. You're going to have little currency at one point. But it's going to vary, and that's what it's supposed to do. Currency just flows through you. It's like the electricity in the wire. It just flows through you. And you're not, don't get hung up on the currency aspect of it. Just go and do and let the how figure itself out. It's really that simple. You just have to believe more in the positive place that you're going than the negative place that you may be now or you were in the past. If you were gonna, I'll go back to the Disney World thing, the analogy there. If you were taking a trip to Disney World, you can either drive, if you're gonna drive in a car with me and you're gonna sit next to me, if you start complaining for the 20-hour drive from Wisconsin, whatever it is, 20-hour drive, let's say, if you're gonna complain all the way for 20 hours, I'm probably gonna throw you out the door. And I'm gonna like go, oh, we gotta stop at this gas station and take off, right? So you just have to do that. You have to focus on the positive. We're gonna focus on the trip. So all the way down for the 20 hours, we're gonna focus on what a fun time it's gonna be, what we're gonna do. Let's hit that ride. Let's do this thing. We gotta get in the teacups again because we all love the teacups, right? Oh, 15 hours. There you go. Well, that's probably the way you drive, Courtney, is 15 hours. There you go. Here's some quickies, quick things maybe to do that in the last few minutes here. I'm going to give you a few quick ideas. If you're struggling, if you're in that 85% and you struggle with this, I'm going to give you a couple of things here. When you are planning your goals, when you are putting up your vision boards, be specific. Don't just say, I want more money. More money can be a dime. It can be a dollar bill. It could be $1 million bills, right? So be specific on what you want and what you need. Be very specific on that. Don't just throw it out there, you know, that you want, I want money. You'll get money, but then it won't be probably the money that you want. So be specific on that. 2, this is real easy. I've been listening in the last few days. I've been listening on audio book to Pam Grout's E Cubed, and it refers to her first book, E Squared, that's out there, and that's Pam Grout. Get it, listen to it. It's great. It's a great book. If you liked The Secret, then you would love this because it just is, it's real. It's not so mystical. How's that? It's written very well. But in there, in E Squared, she challenges people to just ask for a little proof, to start believing in it and believing in themselves. So it's just ask for a little proof, throw it out to the universe. And the one that she uses is just pick a color of a car, pick a color, any color, and just say, I want to see, you know, show me a purple car. And one of the examples that somebody wrote in after they did the exercise, they said they put out, they want to see a purple car. They're like, so I just sat there and I was waiting for a purple car. The next day got up and went there and I believe it was in a doctor's office or something. It was in a sitting room or waiting room, and they're paging through a magazine, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, there was a purple car. Now, it's not where you would assume. You'd be like, oh, I want to see a purple car out on the road. They didn't say that. They said, I want to see a purple car. So it was there. Now, then they said that they got more specific, and they were like, well, if that really is true, if this really does work, and I did see one, so is it really that thing? So they went to a purple car They want to see a purple truck, I believe it was, with white polka dots. And they said lo and behold, they were driving somewhere. It was like 2 days later, and they were driving somewhere, and this purple truck came by with white polka dots. It's in the book. Go read it. It's in the book. But incredible. It's like you have to, but it's just those little things. So now you start to believe, and then you're like, well, if that can be the case, and you hear all these stories, you know, along the way. So just start believing. Just take a little bit and then go with it, and then you can go from there. Real quickly here, I'm going to say, shut up, watch, and listen. That's the biggest thing. Look for these. So many people are so tied up in that they're trying, while someone else is talking, they're trying to think of what they're going to say, and they're not listening. They're not watching. They're not looking. And that's what that second tool does for you, is it makes you, now you're looking for things. You're looking for that money. You're looking for the winning ticket. You're looking for it, and you're listening for it. So take every moment and look for the aha. Look for that awakening idea that's going to be in that moment. And everything will become magic. All right. Have a great week. I'm over. See you later. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you back here next Tuesday at 6:30 on Dave Stelma. Bye-bye. If you like this video, like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find everything at davestelma.com.